So here we are at a very rainy Salem Fair, Roanoke area. Unfortunately, I think the rain is probably going to prevent me from getting coaster credits here. But I really wanted to come here, especially after the news from a couple weeks ago. A friend of mine named Lynn, who lived in Roanoke for decades, just passed away a couple weeks ago. Mid-70s, all the way up until the last couple years of his life there. He could run circles around people 40, 50 years younger than him. He was traveling the country. He knew how to live life. I saw him lots of different places that I went to, but got a lung infection and it deteriorated his health pretty fast. And we just lost him a couple weeks ago, so traveling through, planning to stop here in Roanoke anyway. He wasn't living here anymore, so I wouldn't have been able to see him. But still, I would have been thinking of him while I was here. And now that he's no longer with us, Lynn, this visit is in honor of you, whatever I get done or don't get done. Let's see, we got Dragon here. I think this is one of those swing launch coasters. Done this at some fair before. Got another one over here. And here's the other coaster. Wait a minute. I have ridden this coaster. This is Sandstorm from Joyland. What? This is the one that I was saying needed to be saved from Joyland because of how unique it is. And I had not heard any word of it. But yeah, this is it. And that's a giveaway right there, the back car with the over-the-shoulder restraints. So yes, let's take a closer look at the layout just to make sure, get some good video of it. So it's a little bit of a chain lift right there. And then you have the drop on the other side. And I remember that back car giving good airtime on that drop. Let's get over there. So you got the drop and then an upward helix. So the upward helix then goes over the station into a downward helix. It's actually more like a helix and a half because it then turns into the station. So I have to look at my video to see if that's the same layout. Now it could be that this is just an exact clone. But still, I'm thinking with how unique of a ride that was, this is probably the same one. They probably purchased it and are now using it on the fair circuit, which that was actually smart because it's a perfect coaster to use on a fair circuit, the perfect type of coaster to use on a fair circuit. So even though I won't get to ride it, and even though I won't get any coaster credits, it kind of was worth the stop. It was only a few extra miles to stop here. So that made it worth it just for that alone. The fair is free parking, free admission. You pay for what you do. The guy did tell me that it has to stop raining completely before they can run the coaster there. There might be some rides that can operate in the rain, but so if you're ever in the Roanoke area or passing through at a time when the fair is running, might as well stop in. Free parking, free admission, why not? It looks like this can operate, the Super Roundup. So they got some stuff running. There's no lightning, it's just rain. Okay, there's another coaster. So they have 3 at this fair. Western Mouse. This kind of looks like the same thing as Dragon. In fact, the track and the supports are the same. So I got 2 coaster credits after all. They both do the same thing. They start backwards just a little bit, and then it rolls you forward, tire propelled, and you go around in the circle a few times, and then roll back into the station. But they are the exact same ride. Yeah, both have green supports with the red and blue. Looks like they're clone coasters right next to each other. But Dragon has, of course, a dragon at the front, and Western Mouse has a Western Mouse at the front. The closer to the front you get, you'll get better laterals. So the best laterals are going to be in the front row. As you go towards the back of the train, the laterals weaken. It's just fascinating to me that they would have 2 coasters that are exactly the same, just with different theming on the cars, right next to each other. But I'm not complaining. I got 2 coaster credits out of it. And the way it works here, at least for this year, the last day of the fair, it was $25 for the unlimited ride wristband. With tax, came out to almost $28, because there's a $2 activation fee and then tax. So it's 44 credits. You can buy just the credits. So I could have gotten out for around $12, about $15 cheaper if I just paid for one ride on each of the coasters. However, why would I do that? Might as well support the fair, go ahead and get the unlimited ride wristband. It's only 15 bucks more. It'll allow me to do more rides. There's some areas and some times where I'm willing to be a little stingy, but when I'm at amusement parks or fairs, I don't like to be stingy, especially when the difference is only like 15 bucks. Now, if it was going to be a difference of like 30, 40, $50, then yeah, I'd probably just do paper ride. Oh, the rain has let up a lot. It's now just basically a mist. So a lot more rides are open. That helicopter, I don't know if I've ever seen a ride like that before. That doesn't look like an extreme ride, but looks pretty cool. And Hydra, that's gonna be the best ride at the fair. Gives really good airtime. I was starting to wonder if maybe this was bought from Joyland too, but the one from Joyland had a ridiculously long cycle that they couldn't deprogram. Actually, this might be the best ride in the park. I always love these Gravitrons. And look at what we got running. The rain has stopped. They do have strict assigned seating on this one. The back car is closed. They'll never load 9 and 10. And it was kind of strange. I was at the back of the pack. I thought I was gonna get row 8, but they had left row 2 open, waiting for me. So they assigned the first people row 1, and then they assigned the second people row 3 in order to put me in row 2. That was kind of weird, even though I was the last one in. But that's okay, because I think the front of the car gets the better laterals. Because I got row 6 the first time. You don't really get any airtime on the drop, maybe a slight pinch. The only airtime is really in that back car, and it's pretty wild too. It is possible that this is not the exact ride that was at Joyland. So this might not be the same, which would mean that it's a new coaster credit for me, but I'll have to look it up. So I need to find out whether or not to add one to my ledger or not. Because I'm closing in on 800. Gotta make sure I know which one is 800 when I'm riding it. All right, on third thought, this is the best ride in the park. I saved the best for last. It's called Super Shot, makes you think it's a shot tower, but it is a drop tower version. I don't know if Larson made this. It definitely feels like those Larson arm drop towers, just a much shorter version, but it still gives perfect floater airtime the whole way down. Sandstorm had to go down again because it started raining again. At least these other two coasters can run in a light rain, but Sandstorm cannot. I appreciate the ride operators for getting it open for us. Even if it might have been only for a half hour that they could operate, they still did it for us. Weather forecast was not looking good, and it did start raining right when the fair started at noon. But then it let up, and it actually basically stopped raining for about an hour. Enough time to get on Sandstorm, all the other coasters. I'm glad that I went ahead and just did the unlimited ride wristband for only 25 bucks. That was so worth it. I've said before that I'm not much of a fair person, but I actually like this one. The smaller one is more my style. And free parking, free admission. You can't beat that. You only pay for the things that you do. I don't mind if it's like around $10 admission, something like that. I just have a real problem with fairs charging for parking. Kind of like my home fair, the Tulsa Fair, charging $20 for parking. And the rain has picked up again, so I'm gonna head on out. I spent 3 hours at the fair, 2.5 hours riding, and I got 20 rides, 11 coaster rides. The rain did stop for about an hour there. Allowed Sandstorm to open. I think my buddy Len was looking down on us, and he helped give us a break from the rain for a little bit there. As I said, Len, this visit, these coaster credits are for you.